Hello and welcome to the Old and in the Way comedy podcast with Jim and Mark, where we fight ageism one bad joke at a time. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with the incredibly talented and multifaceted Joyce Fidler. Joyce is an actress, comedian, and author whose journey is as inspiring as it is entertaining. Currently, Joyce is captivating an audience in Los Angeles with a performance in the play Bill W. and Dr. Bob, where Joyce brings her unique blend of insight and depth to the stage, telling the powerful story of the founders of Alcoholics Anonymous. But Joyce's talents don't stop at acting. She's also the author of a memoir, Evolution of a Baby Boomer, Life Beyond Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll, which I'm very curious about because my own fascination with that at another time. A candid and compelling account of her life from her days as a singer-songwriter, opening for iconic acts like Meat Life and the Go-Go's. In her transformative journey through recovery and reinvention, Joyce's story is a testament to resilience, creativity, and the power of embracing change. With a background that spans teaching, performing, and even co-owning a record store, Joyce's life is a rich tapestry of experiences that have shaped her into the artist she is today. We are thrilled to dive into her story, her insights, and her current projects. Joyce Fidler, welcome to the show.
Happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
My first question, because of you're currently being involved in this play in Los Angeles, it's such a profound story of Alcoholics Anonymous. What drew you to this role?
Well, I auditioned for the show 2 years ago, and the director chose me for the role of Anne Smith. And I played that role for 17 weeks. And then when we closed, he actually secured the rights to the show. So he's been doing it on a bit of a tour. So he did a show in Chicago with a Chicago cast, and then he did it up in Oregon. And so he brought it back to Los Angeles recently and invited me back to play the role one more time. And I can't say what a thrill it is. It's just the most kind of climactic thing that I could possibly be doing at this moment of my life.
Wow, congratulations.
Thanks. Yes, and the director is playing the role of Bill W. And it's the first time I've been on stage with him. This guy is Ronnie Marmo, and I'm going tonight. Actually, I'm going to be driving in a car caravan with some folks. We're going to see him on stage in his touring show called I Am Not a Comedian, I Am Lenny Bruce. And it's a show he has written, and it's endorsed by Lenny Bruce's daughter, Kitty, and Joe Mantegna has directed it. So a bunch of us are going to drive down to La Mirada and see him on stage tonight doing that. How he can keep a 90-minute solo show and the role of Bill W. in his brain simultaneously is beyond me, because we have a show tomorrow.
And as you already know, Lenny Bruce is kind of the god of modern comedy.
Right.
I worked at a restaurant in Sausalito in the 70s with Robin Williams, and the manager of the restaurant, when Dustin Hoffman film came out, Lenny.
Yes.
The manager had been a close friend of Lenny Bruce's and went to the film with Lenny's mother.
That's amazing.
So thank you for bringing that up. And I was aware of this play that you just mentioned. What's the title again?
I Am Not a Comedian, I Am Lenny Bruce. In fact, he just did a performance in the Bay Area, I think last month.
He's getting press, and I've seen something online here already. So looks like he's off and running.
He is, yes. He's done well over 100 performances. Yeah, probably over 200, because he did over 100 in LA when he was shaping the show. He's done it in New York. It's been all over the country. So
in the play that you were involved in, 17 episodes, Bill W. and Dr. Bob, was there any particular moment during performances or rehearsals that stood out to you as something significant?
Well, the show that's running right now is a bit of a different experience because, again, I've never been on stage with Ronnie until now. He's directed me in several plays over the years, but this is my first time working with him on stage. And he's a perfectionist, and he has helped me, I think, find even a deeper essence of this character, Ann Smith. She's Dr. Bob's wife, and she's one of the founders of the Al-Anon program, which is the program for friends and families of alcoholics. And it's such a fabulous opportunity as an actor because she's a wisecrack, and she's also she's devastated by her husband's drinking. And so the opportunity to be on stage just ripping off these one-liners that bring the house down. I get laughs that fill the room, and the next moment I see everyone in there in tears with me. And so just the whole idea of being able to be a part of something where I get to embody a character of so much dimension, it's very cool. I love it. And the audience a lot of times an entire Alcoholics Anonymous meeting will buy out the house, or they'll come in a caravan from, the desert over to LA, or from Orange County up to LA. They'll all come as a group to see this show together and experience this historic story about the founding of the group. And people are they are brought to tears, and they are inspired.
Now, can someone find the stage performance online to watch the whole thing?
No.
Okay, good. So they have to come and see it.
That's right.
Now, you might have already answered this question. When's the next performance going to be?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
We opened February 15th. We've just recently been extended until May. So anybody from the Bay Area who'd like to, come on down, it's a great excuse to come to La La Land. I think they announced we're about $1 billion deficit this year because of the fires. We could use your money. Come on down.
There you go. Exactly.
Bring your wallet.
Yeah, please.
Now, around where you have the performance, is there a lot of devastation around there, or
no? We're in the San Fernando Valley at a theater called Theater 68, and it's in North Hollywood, and there was no fire near us, so we're fortunate that way.
Okay, so if Gavin Newsom is listening, we don't want any more fires, and leave this place safe, because we want to send a bunch of people out. How many people can sit in the auditorium?
It's a small house. It's an intimate theater. It's 50 people.
Okay, so if somebody wanted to buy 50 tickets, what does that cost?
Well, they're $35 a pop.
Okay.
And they, I think they give a group discount if you're
buying $1,800. Somebody could get a team of people down there, and it would be great for schools, for colleges, for young people.
Exactly.
And now, I mean, half of my friends are alcoholics. I'm not an alcoholic because I have a rare liver disease, so I was never able to drink, unfortunately. Wow. So I'm praying every night that someday this liver disease will be cured, so that I want to become, I want to be able to eat and gain weight and become an alcoholic. So I want to become a morbidly obese alcoholic someday.
Oh, okay. Well,
and so that's my goal. Okay. And because, I mean, there's so much camaraderie and love and family with people who are alcoholics. We've had George W. Bush is a famous alcoholic. And
true,
so once you get your life together and you meet people, there's nothing that can stop you. Am I right?
That's been my experience for sure. I didn't get sober until I was 40, but I just celebrated my 75th birthday. So in August, I'll be 35 years sober. And my sober community is, they're central to everything I do. I married an alcoholic that I met in the rooms, and he and I have been married for 25 years now. So, which is a personal best on my part.
That's congratulations. I went to a meeting once with a friend of mine and it was her birthday. I didn't understand. There's a difference between the belly button birthday and your AA birthday. Cause I'm all, why didn't you mention your birthday? It's your birthday. And you, no, that's completely different. You don't understand. So,
Yeah, nobody cares about that one. They
no,
don't care about how long has it been since you had a drink or a drug. Yeah.
exactly. And I hear
A couple hours.
If we do go to your performances, is there a 2-drink minimum?
You know what? They do sell alcohol at the
Wow.
stand because it's not a sober audience entirely. You know, there are a lot of alcoholics in the house, but there are also normies, and there are these heartfelt stories of people who came to see the show, reflected on their own drinking, and have been sober ever since. The last time we did this show, it was right around COVID, so we had 2 casts in case people got sick, and some people did get sick over the course of the 17 weeks. And one of the Bill W's had gotten sober after watching the show 30 years prior. And in his same cast, there was a guy who I had brought to the auditions because I heard him reading in the meeting, and I went up to him afterwards and I said, "You wouldn't happen to be an actor, would you?" And he said, "Yeah." He auditioned with 9 days of sobriety.
Wow.
And now he's back in the show and he's got 2 years.
That's great.
Wow.
What happens when the show is canceled? Hopefully he's not going to go back to drinking.
Right. But
Jim, Joyce,
thinking about it. Yeah.
I would like to talk about your book and how you came to write your book. And I love what you and Jim were just talking about. It was a real education for me. In my 20s, I was a bartender for 10 years. So my last year of bartending, I stopped drinking.
Wow.
And it was an interesting world for that year, seeing it through a different filter. But memoirs, my life beyond evolution of a baby boomer, life beyond sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And you opened for the Go-Go's. I'm jealous.
It was so much fun. It was so cool. The name of the band at the time was different. It was called Kicks, and when we did recording, we did it under the name Abstractions because, as happens with bands, they evolve. But yeah, it was our band. I've got photos of that night, and we opened and played a set that we had scrubbed of any Go-Go songs because we had 3 girls in our band and we sang a lot of Go-Go songs. So we scrubbed our set list of any Go-Go's material. And when we came off stage, we went down to the dressing room and one of the players said, "Oh my God, the coolest thing in the world just happened. You guys just sang one of my songs." And I was horrified. I thought, how did this happen? And she said, "Yeah, the song We Don't Get Along. I wrote that song." I said, "We got that off a Phil Seymour album." She said, "Yeah, I wrote it for Phil."
Oh,
So it was Kathy Valentine. But on the label, I think it just said K Valentine. We didn't realize